This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. May the 2nd, 5 o'clock. And John, either I need to see a doctor or else I saw a flash of lightning this morning.
Absolutely you did.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
not many of them, but there are a few flashes around. That's the good news, is that there isn't a lot of lightning. So we don't have that wildfire threat with excessive amounts of lightning. But yes, there are a few. And in fact, where there have been the most lightning pops, which is around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, there's been some pretty heavy rainfall.
Really?
Yeah, you almost hear the the trees and the plants and the bushes and the hedges making a sigh of relief. Of course, if you have to be out and about this morning, you need to remember the lightning safety rules and get inside if you see the lightning. But yeah, we're getting a little shower activity around here, so it's good to see. It's really great to see. Not everybody is going to get the rainfall today, but a lot of folks will. And it's not the only rain chance that we have this week, so that's great news. You can see the heaviest of the stuff located around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. We also have some stuff hugging the coast from about Venice southward. So it's not over yet. This is not a last gasp. There's still plenty of showers around, stretching from Atlantic waters through central Florida and into Gulf waters. It's a cold front that'll linger through the morning and into the afternoon. We'll talk about those rainfall chances and who's going to get the showers and maybe who won't, coming up in just a few. Back to you guys.
All right. Today's stray traffic back up at 5 a.m. is way left of your screen. That's around Perico Island, FYI, if you're new to the area. That little red line on the left side of your screen heading toward downtown. For some reason, there's a slowdown coming off Anna Maria Island, heading toward downtown around Perico Island. Also, on the other end of your screen there, you see on 64 heading eastbound, east of 75, around the Hunting, what's that development called? I used to golf there when I used to golf. Anyway, so that's a slowdown there.
As good as mine, right?
Let's go farther south now into Sarasota County, and we'll see what we find. Nothing whatsoever in the red, and then farther south, a little slowdown there. Top of your screen around Osprey. Pretty clear, though, at 5:02 on this Tuesday morning. Topping our news, a new affordable housing development is coming to Bradenton.
There are plans to build nearly 100 apartments at the corner of 6th Avenue East and 9th Street East. ABC 7's Rick Adams has details.
An affordable housing developer says they will move forward with plans to build 90 apartments on 3.5 acres of land at the corner of 6th Avenue East and 9th Street East. Roberto Ortiz runs a small auto repair garage across the street from the proposed development. He's in support of affordable housing on this land.
I think it's fine. I don't see a big deal about it. I mean, give a few more people a place to stay.
For Cynthia Green, she has lived near the site of the proposed development for 10 years. She tells us she's against this project because she says there's a better affordable housing solution sitting right in front of them.
There's a lot of homes here now that are empty because the markets keep going up and they fail, and then people get put out. So let's get these houses that are already built. Let's get people in them. Let's get them living in them. Make it affordable.
Rents will run between $561 to $780 a month. For longtime Bradenton resident James Maxey, he's happy to hear about this proposed development being built right down the road from his home.
For somebody to live, I'm all for that. Because there's a lot of guys sleeping under the trees, under the bridges right now.
In a statement from the developer Housing Trust Group, its CEO Matthew Rieger says, "We are very excited about the prospect of bringing a new residential community to the city of Bradenton, offering residents a mix of affordable and market-rate apartments with exceptional amenities. There's a dire need for safe, clean, and affordable housing throughout the state." The developer tells us that since this project is in the early stages, it's not yet known when ground would be broken or when the apartments would be ready for folks to live in them. In Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
We reached out to the city of Bradenton regarding this development, but no one could be reached for a comment.
May 1st, or May Day, sparked a series of demonstrations nationwide, a riot in Portland, and also rallies here in Sarasota. In Sarasota, the issue of whether or not the city should become a sanctuary city. That was front and center yesterday. One city commission candidate's comments sparked the debate. Supporters of Sarasota being a sanctuary city hope people understand the real meaning.
We believe human rights are universal, and you can't decide who does and does not receive human rights.
Right now, there's no effort to make Sarasota a sanctuary city. Candidate Jennifer Ahern Koch made a comment at a forum that sparked this debate. Early voting is now underway in the city, also in Northport as well. 3 candidates in Sarasota are up for 2 at-large seats on the city commission. Northport is holding a special election to fill a vacancy on its city commission. You can vote at the supervisor elections office from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day until Saturday. Election day is a week from today, May 9th, and the polls will stay open that day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Our week-long series Behind the Badge continues to showcase some of the more unique elements of law enforcement here on the Suncoast. In tonight's edition, I'll introduce you to the only elementary school resource officer in Palmetto. Officer Douglas Marston can be seen walking the halls of Palmetto Elementary, making sure students are in their classes, addressing disciplinary issues, and patrolling the campus. Marston says it's important to educate students to help officers become a positive presence in their lives.
You are the liaison from the police department to the school, to the public, and to the parents.
His position is fully funded by the Palmetto Police Department. The only other elementary school resource officer in Manatee County is at Anna Maria Elementary. However, all middle and high schools in the county are staffed with a full-time officer. Again, that full story will be tonight right here at 5 p.m. on ABC 7. In Sarasota, the police department looking for information on a man that officers believe is using a credit card stolen from a recent car burglary. SPD released these images yesterday. That man was caught on camera at a Wawa early in the morning on April 19th. He was seen riding in the passenger seat of a red Ford Expedition. He tried using that same card at a different store later the same morning. Anyone with information asked to call the police department.
Now, today, Governor Rick Scott is calling on local health and law enforcement agencies to seek new solutions to a statewide opioid epidemic. He's directing various departments to find a solution. Manatee County tops the list with the highest number of overdose deaths of all of Florida's 67 counties. So there's a public workshop at 9 o'clock this morning at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. The governor says these workshops are a starting point.
A follow-up to the Sarasota Police Department's efforts to collect unwanted prescription drugs over the weekend. The police department says they've collected 35 pounds of unused and expired prescription drugs during a national drug take-back initiative with the Drug Enforcement Administration. Members of the DEA will collect the drugs from the department and dispose of them properly. The drug take-back is all part of an effort to prevent prescription drug abuse and theft. The Sarasota Police Department also has a permanent drop box at their headquarters on Adams Lane.
We are learning more about that fire on Sunday in Venice, where detectives found marijuana on the property as well. First responders arrived at the burning home on Sunset Beach about noon Sunday. Fire officials say they found 3 cannabis plants on the patio. Special investigation detectives then seized more than 4 pounds of marijuana, several plant clippings, and grow lights as well. The state fire marshal's office is still investigating the cause of the fire itself. No arrests have been made. The house is a near total loss.
Some homeowners in Sarasota County could be paying less to fund local fire departments. Sarasota County Emergency Services is in the process of updating those procedures for determining how much property owners are charged for fire service. That formula is based on the level of service being provided to certain buildings in the county. Officials say, though, that there's been a shift from residential to non-residential fire responses since the last update, which was in 2003, and that tax burden should reflect that.
It's about a 13% shift. So some of our single-family rates will, the amount that's being paid by single-family will go down a little bit more on the commercial and the non-residential. But that's really because of the amount of growth that we've had over the last, 10, 15 years.
County officials say the fire department's total budget of $34.5 million will not go down. They'll be holding 6 public meetings at these different locations on your screen this month to explain the changes before the topic comes up at a public hearing on May 23rd. Well, ABC 7 is now a proud member of the Raycom Media family. Our dedication to the Suncoast remains as strong as ever, and we only will be amplified by the power of Raycom Media.
Here's a look at how Raycom will bring us even closer to our community commitment here on the Suncoast.
Headquartered in Montgomery, Alabama, Raycom is a powerful force in the media world, with stations from the beaches of Hawaii through the Sonoran Desert, across the heartland and deep south to the shores of the Suncoast.
Raycom is a company that invests in news in every market we go into.
This company is now 65 stations strong across 44 television markets. Impressive for a company that started in 1996 with 12 TV stations. Raycom is employee-owned, one of the largest privately owned broadcast companies in the country. It takes 4,800 employees to keep all facets of this growing group moving into this exciting and evolving media world.
We are Raycom Media.
We are Raycom Media.
What Raycom means to WSB is more resources to allow them to do a better job covering the market.
But it doesn't just stop at the local television level. Raycom Media also includes 2 radio stations. Raycom Sports, which spans from covering sporting events to marketing and distributing the sports content, and 4 other companies: Pure Cars, Tupelo Raycom, RTM Productions, and Broadview Media, involved in digital, sports, and entertainment production.
3, 2, 1, and...
Today at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
ABC7 is already ingrained in the Suncoast community, so it's fitting that Raycom Media has at its core a strong belief in the communities it serves.
All of our general managers do 2 editorials a week, and they take up issues that are critical to the community, and then we in turn invite response from those community members.
As a Raycom station, you'll see more ways to deliver more information to you on the go. From over-the-top platforms like Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV, to the mobile device in your hand, and still on the TV set in your living room.
We will do not only news, but we will do, special content, whether it's, cultural or arts events that take place in Sarasota.
You will still see the same familiar faces bringing you the news that impacts the Suncoast, and you'll know ABC7 is finding new ways to make sure you don't miss an important story.
We're investing heavily in that, and we'll do that here in Sarasota.
We're still here for you, wherever you go.
To learn more about Raycom Media, go to our website at mysuncoast.com. So we've gone from 2 sister stations to about 62 sister stations.
That's right. Yeah.
Big family.
It is a big family. A few new email addresses.
Still going through all that transition, but well worth it, I think.
We got some nice rain showers in the forecast for you today. It looks really good that a few places will get some heavy rainfall. Most places will not. But we'll take what we can get. We'll talk about that in just a few.
All right. Well, still ahead, one beach house in Sarasota was home to Native Indians hundreds of years ago. We'll have the details on this historic home and the legend it leaves behind.
And later in the hour, young offenders could soon have a second chance on how they're punished for nonviolent offenses in Florida. Stay with us.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
For years, I've told everyone my Craftmatic adjustable bed was the greatest until I got the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has an adjustable pillow feature that's awesome. You're gonna want one too when you see how little they cost.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest, bedside power plugs, underbed night lights, and more. Available in all mattress types with optional heat and soothing massage for as much as half the price of Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. Adjust the rising pillow feature to help align your head, neck, and shoulders. See for yourself with our 30-day in-home trial. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-237-0214. That's 1-800-237-0214. Call 1-800-237-0214. Call now.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Dew points have shot up. We're looking at a 74-degree dew point right now thanks to a deep southerly flow that came about yesterday and has lasted throughout the night. South-southwest now at about 11. We have an air temperature coming in at 79. Temperatures held up by the cloud cover and by that southerly wind flow and by the higher dew point values. All in all, we have a more unstable atmosphere today than we had 24 hours ago. Plus, we're getting a little bit of a lift from a frontal boundary sinking southward. 73 degrees Wauchula, Arcadia, 72 in Mayaca, 76 degrees at Longboat Key, 74 in Bradenton, Venice, Inglewood, 79 Sarasota, 74 Lakewood Ranch. All right, let's get right to it. Radar showing scattered showers across central Florida. There is no nicer sight to see on this Tuesday morning. We have a frontal boundary located just to our north, sinking southward. It'll stall out over the center part of the state. It's encouraging the formation of some showers around the area, and some of them have been pretty significant showers, especially around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. There definitely has been the heaviest of the rainfall located there. We have some showers offshore that are gradually drifting toward the coastline, and as I mentioned, and Ray did too, there's a couple of pops of lightning that have been seen during the overnight. Now, those lightning pops are kind of on the decrease right now, indicating decaying shower and thunderstorm activity around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. But we're not done yet. We still have a ways to go before we can eliminate the rainfall chance for today. We have these showers just off the coast between Inglewood and Venice, gradually lifting northward. So in about a half an hour or so, you'll see those moving onshore, producing some light to moderate rainfall there. Plus, around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, that's where the heaviest of the rainfall, as I mentioned, has been. Rotunda, Placida, Gasparilla, seeing the heaviest of the rain falling. Now, up to the north of us, you can trace out a line of showers that's located from Spring Hill out into the Gulf waters. That is our actual frontal boundary. That will be sinking south through the area, probably on our doorstep around dawn or so. Now, the rainfall that we have had, this is Doppler indicated rainfall over the last 24 hours, has been significant in some places, over an inch, 2 inches of rainfall. That has been mostly, though, I have to say, out in the waters and not over land. Most of us over land haven't seen much more than a couple tenths of an inch, if you got any at all, and some of you haven't. So what's going on? Well, we have a frontal boundary. Part of the frontal boundary actually that created the severe weather over the last several days, plus the flooding rains in parts of the heartland. That has actually sunk southward into our area, but lost a lot of its energy. The energy is located well to the north. So severe weather is not really going to be an issue with this frontal boundary. It's going to stall out right over us, and as it does that, it's going to just wash away as we head into the afternoon and evening. And high pressure will build in, bringing us a little bit more sunshine tomorrow. Then on Thursday, another front will arrive. That one gives us another excellent chance of some rain showers around. For the remainder of today, through mid-morning particularly and into the afternoon, scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm, then late afternoon clearing will take place. Drier air will begin to move in, though not completely overtake the state as this front stalls out, kind of separating the dryness to the north to the more moist air that lingers in the south. We're kind of in between the two. We have a chance of seeing a shower over the next 24 hours. The rain chance will not completely go away tomorrow. It'll just lessen. Rain showers around today at about a 40% coverage, mostly inland later in the afternoon, then sinking southward as the front stalls out and washes away, leading to about a 20% chance of storms tomorrow. Quickly, that secondary front that will be coming our way on Thursday morning. Currently, there is a marginal risk of severe weather indicated on the 3-day outlook by the Severe Storms Prediction Center that encompasses our area, mostly to the north of us. Now that will be adjusted and fine-tuned as we head into the next several days, but just put it in the back of your mind and tune back in as we go through the next couple of days, and we'll discuss that further and refine that forecast. So Thursday, 50% chance of showers. The front comes through, then beautiful weather as we head into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, you can look forward to an easy commute throughout Manatee County. Nothing really showing up on our maps as we head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet as well. Looks like there's a little bit of congestion on 41 as you head towards South County, but other than that, Bee Ridge and Clark Road seeing a little bit of congestion as we head south. Not a whole lot going on through that area. No accidents across the Suncoast on this Tuesday. Well, we all know new homes and condos seem to be springing up all across the Suncoast.
But the older historic homes still have great stories to tell. Our Linda Carson takes us on a tour in a place we call home.
This house is in the Indian Beach neighborhood, and it's in the Old Oaks section. It's just a few feet away from the water. It was built in 1935. Humans have lived along the bay here for more than 5,000 years.
Way before the Sarasota area was settled, this was obviously a very well-known Indian fishing and hunting area.
And the Indians tossed their shells, bones, and so forth into great piles that became middens. And that's why the house is so high above the water. It sits on one of those middens. This spot has quite a history.
We believe, on this site or very close to it, so the Tarpon Club back in the early 1900s, kind of a private club for, again, hunting and fishing. At one point, the Tarpon Club did burn down, and then the Palm Hotel was built essentially in its place, and that was kind of a Victorian-style hotel.
And then that hotel burned down and left no traces, except some of the pilings from the pier that you can still see in the bay.
It was about a 300-foot concrete pier that went out into the water, so there's still remnants from that here.
And you won't find any evidence of it now, but once Indian Beach had its own little town. But by the time the McLeods built here, that town was gone.
They built a brick and stone, basically. So again, back in the 1930s, most of the structures were frame, timber, but their idea was to build a very concrete structure, and again, it stood the test of time.
The current owner updated the house, but saved many of the original architectural details.
Such as high ceilings, a good number of bedrooms and bathrooms, good square footage.
The 5-bedroom house and 1-acre lot are listed for $2.5 million. The views from this home are spectacular.
That's what it's all about. Seeing the water. Of course, you're on this amazing wide part of Sarasota Bay, so your water views and your sunsets are fabulous every day.
And this house has a full basement that over all these decades has remained dry, and it has a 7-foot-tall safe that came from an old bank in Sarasota. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
What a unique house that is. That's pretty awesome that it's right here in Sarasota.
I love hearing that history. It's wonderful.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, some fishermen off the Florida coast have Siri to thank for their speedy rescue by the Coast Guard.
And next half hour at 5:30, another candidate has filed paperwork to be your next governor. Stay with us.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, For him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
.526 and rain right now in parts of the area. The popular meme on Facebook is putting smiles on the faces of hackers.
Here's a look at today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a warning about that 10 concerts craze on Facebook.
Security experts say hackers are watching your answers even more closely than your friends are, because first concert is a question many people use for security questions.
And experts say you should always set those posts to private instead of public.
Our ABC Tech Guru has explored the best ways to fix your cracked smartphone screen.
The mall kiosk is the fastest and most expensive, while the mom and pop shop is quick and cheap. There's also the maker, like the Apple Store, tends to be more reliable, and the do-it-yourself option gets a thumbs down.
Ooh.
And Siri to the rescue. 3 guys off the Florida coast when their boat started taking on water.
So their fingers were too wet and cold to dial 911, so they told Siri to do it instead, and the Coast Guard showed up soon after.
And luckily Siri was like, all right, I'll help you out.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Only give me one. Are you serious? Wait.
Hey, Mama, you're gonna be an abuela. Your face.
Yeah, this is how she tells me.
You thought about it, dreamt about it. Maybe you should just go ahead and do it. We're LegalZoom, and we've helped over 1 million people just like you start their own businesses. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Living healthy is a balancing act. That's why I love Light and Fit Greek non-fat yogurt. Each delicious cup contains 12 grams of protein and 80 calories. It's nutrition that fits my healthy life. Light and Fit, do what fits you.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right, we will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call for your free author submission kit at 800-425-5308.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough! What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough! And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, an investigation is now underway after a man with a knife killed and injured students in Texas on Monday.
Cleanup crews found a chilling scene yesterday morning along a popular trail in New Mexico.
And controversy over who President Trump is reaching out to when it comes to foreign leaders on May Day. Stay right there. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Well, we are hearing now from some viewers in the area that they are seeing plenty of rain, and John's map certainly confirmed that. Good morning. 5:32, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. You can kind of see something there on that tower cam. Looks like there might be a little raindrop right there. Do you see it?
I certainly do, yeah.
Well, let's check in with John Scalzi over in the Weather Center, who is tracking some of these storms across our system.
Yeah, I wish I could spread the wealth to everybody today, but a few folks are going to see some decent rainfall across the region. In fact, around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, we've had some pretty close to 2-inch rainfalls, mostly over water, but around Rotunda and areas around Gasparilla have seen some very, very decent rains. And there are some ongoing currently, especially moving into areas like Lakewood Ranch right now. You've got some heavier rains falling, about a 1/4 inch per hour there, moving off to the north and to the east, and then down to the south between Venice and Inglewood, some pretty good showers moving onshore. All part of a cold front that promises us a chance of rain today. Plus, we have another one coming down the road. We'll talk all about it coming up in a few. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. All quiet right now in Manatee County. Sarasota County showing little slowdowns on Bee Ridge and also on Clark. Nothing major right now. And farther south in the South County region, pretty quiet, just some raindrops as you'll hear from John's forecast. 5:33, and here are the top 3 local stories. Plans are being discussed to bring more affordable housing to Bradenton. A project's being looked at for the area of 6th Avenue East and 9th Street East, all east of downtown. The proposed complex would have over 80 new apartments to help with the rising cost of rent on the Suncoast.
Protesters and counter-protesters took to the streets of Sarasota, all for the issue of immigration rights. The main idea being discussed was whether or not to make Sarasota a sanctuary city. So far, there's been no effort to actually deem Sarasota a sanctuary city.
And Governor Rick Scott calling on local health and law enforcement officials to find a solution to the statewide opioid epidemic. A conference is set for 9 o'clock this morning in Bradenton. Manatee County tops the list with the highest number of overdose deaths, 67 of all the 67 counties. The public workshops at 9 at the Bradenton Area Convention Center in Manatee County.
Topping our national news this half hour, classes and events on the campus of the University of Texas at Austin will resume today following a deadly stabbing spree.
1 student was killed, 3 others injured, and the suspect is another student. Jordan Bontke has the latest from Austin.
The first 911 call of a man attacking someone outside Gregory Gym on Monday came at 1:49 in the afternoon. 2 minutes later, police were able to arrest the UT student suspected of taking the life of 1 person and injuring 3 others with a hunting knife.
In addition to that single individual who had been stabbed within about a block There were 3 additional victims, all male, all determined to be students who were also stabbed.
At a press briefing around 4 o'clock, police named the suspect as 21-year-old Kendricks J. White. He's listed as a junior biology major at UT. Officials have no reason to believe he worked with anyone but himself. And while this was underway, police say White was being interrogated.
His motivation, what was going through his mind, I can't answer at this time.
Chief Carter said UTPD officers are now on 12-hour shifts to better safety and security, a concern that's still recovering from Haruka Weiser's death in April of last year. President Greg Fenves.
It breaks my heart that any of our students are touched by tragedy. They come here to learn, to look to the future.
In California, an update now on a pool party shooting in San Diego over the weekend. One person was killed, several others injured. Witnesses say someone at the party holding a beer pulled out a gun and began shooting. That's the fatal victim right there. One of those injured said police responded fast and stopped the suspect before anyone else was hurt.
I want to give thanks to the San Diego Police Department, the fire department, and I can't remember the officer's name, but he was great.
Police did shoot and kill the gunman, identified as 49-year-old Peter Sellis. Disturbing story here. Workers on a cleanup crew found a chilling scene Monday on a trail in New Mexico. They found a man screaming whose hands were nailed to the trees. Thick 3-inch long nails were used to position the man as if he had been crucified. Residents were shocked to see it.
Well, I'm pretty surprised. I come out here quite regularly, 2 to 3 times a week, and I've never seen anything like that.
And one more strange part of this story, the victim is not talking to police.
In news from the White House this morning, President Trump's foreign policy strategy continues to be scrutinized as he handles the North Korean threat.
The president's expressing praise for the country's young leader as he invites another controversial leader to the White House. Kenneth Moten has more from Washington.
This morning, May Day aftermath. Demonstrators against President Trump turned violent in Portland, Oregon. But most of the protests across the country, peaceful. Thousands speaking out against the president's immigration policies.
Trump, we're here to fight. That's why we're here today.
Back in Washington, the fight is focused on health care. The new GOP plan to replace Obamacare allows states to opt out of coverage for pre-existing conditions.
Pre-existing conditions are in the bill, and I mandated. I said it has to be.
But the president said the key component was guaranteed. The White House not really clearing up the claim as House Republicans inch closer to a vote.
So I would assume that today we were closer than we were a week ago, but we're not there yet.
Press Secretary Sean Spicer defended the president's White House invite to accuse human rights violator Filipino President Rodrigo Duterte to help with the North Korean threat. Trump also told Bloomberg under the right circumstances, he would be honored to meet with dictator Kim Jong-un.
How could that be an honor?
Jonathan, I guess because he is still the head of state, so it is sort of there's a diplomatic piece to this.
The attention on President Trump's foreign policy will continue today when he speaks with Russian President Vladimir Putin by phone. Potential issues on the agenda, Syria, and the fight against ISIS. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
In state news from Tallahassee, another candidate is joining the race to become the next governor. Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam filed his paperwork on Monday. He's been the Commissioner of Agriculture since 2011. Before that, he served as a U.S. representative for 10 years. The 42-year-old is a fifth-generation Floridian from a family of ranchers and citrus growers. He's also the first major Republican to enter the race. Democrats looking to fill the vacant seat after Governor Scott's term ends includes Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum and Orlando businessman Chris King.
At the state capitol now, a bill has passed the state Senate that changes how minors are punished for nonviolent offenses. It requires law enforcement to issue a civil citation or require the person to take part in a diversion program if he or she meets a certain criteria. The juvenile must admit to committing one of 12 first-time misdemeanors, including possession of alcohol, trespass, or disorderly conduct. The bill now goes to the state house. Also in the state Senate, approval of 2 plans that could change your taxes, maybe better, maybe worse. One will increase property tax exemptions for homeowners by $25,000. The other is a wide-ranging tax package for the coming year. It includes scaling back the 10-day sales tax holiday back to 3 days in August for clothing and electronics. It also cuts sales tax holidays for hurricane supplies and a 1-year exemption from sales tax on college textbooks as well.
State workers could soon see an increase in pay under a bill approved by the Senate Appropriations Committee. The chairman, Jack Lotvella, has made a state worker pay raise his top priority for the session.
Everything relating to our state employees, both what we want in the Senate and what the House wants, is in one package. So it either succeeds together or it fails together.
The $186 million pay raise is the first raise across the board for rank and file workers since 2006. It'll provide a $1,400 pay raise for workers earning less than $40,000 a year. Workers who earn more than that would get a $1,000 pay raise. If passed, it would take effect on October 1st. Florida Power and Light won't be charging customers for fracking as it does in other states. A Senate bill pushed by the state's largest power company appears dead for this session. House Speaker Richard Corcoran says he has too many reservations about the potential consequences it would have on customers and the environment. He says the House won't vote on that measure. The bill's sponsor says it would have helped keep energy costs down in the long run. Back in 2016, the Supreme Court ruled companies don't have the authority to charge customers for these investments.
An area congressman is trying to crack down on oil companies after those big spills. The bill being introduced by Congressman Vern Buchanan and Democrat from South Florida Debbie Wasserman Schultz addresses 3 issues. The Braden Herald says if passed, it would extend the current ban on offshore drilling off the coast of Florida by another 5 years. Currently, the ban is set to expire in 2022. It would also make oil companies responsible for spills to pay for the cleanup. It would establish a council to track oil drilling activity and recommend safety practices to prevent oil spills. Well, you've got Becky in Mayaca. Now I've got Ron on Clark Road who gives me an update. And I'm hearing it's pouring rain on Clark Road.
Yeah, that's kind of moving on now into Lakewood Ranch, where we're seeing some very heavy rain falling there. Also from about Inglewood through Venice. You're going to get some pretty good rainfall here in about 15-20 minutes as well. So, yeah, we got some spots that are getting some much-needed rain. Glad to see it.
He's excited.
Yeah, I am. I am. So is my lawn.
So many other people's lawns probably as well.
Right. We'll have that forecast for you in a second.
All right. Well, still ahead, vegetables and fruits. They're healthy, right? Well, researchers are saying the complete opposite about some of those edible items. Uh-oh. That's coming up next in Your Health Smart.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Here we go. We're going to go out there in the rain. You're going to get wet. All right, here we go. Go, bro. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah. Yes. So much fun. Mwah.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have a cold front moving through the area that's triggering off some showers across the region, some much needed rainfall. Our dew point value is still high. We're in the warm sector of this frontal passage, and we have a 72-degree dew point. That's significant. That feels pretty sticky out there. We will see over the next 24 hours our dew point values drop, but not very much and for not very long, as we'll have another chance of rain coming our way Thursday. 76 degrees current air temperature across the region. Temperatures are fairly uniform, 73, 74, 75, somewhere in there. Cloud cover and the winds out of the south helping to ensure that. We've got some showers lined up along the coastline from about Naples all the way up through Sarasota, up through Spring Hill, and then stretching back out in the Gulf waters. It's great to see. Now, I'll tell you, not everybody's going to get rainfall today, but some of you will, and some of you will see some pretty decent rainfall as well. We're watching some showers now moving onshore, particularly heavy out in Gulf waters, but as they get closer to shore, they kind of die out from between Venice and Inglewood. This is a 6-hour loop of some lightning pops, and we have had a few during the overnight, mostly in inland areas and around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. That has since kind of quieted down just a little bit. We may see some more thunderstorms as we head into the mid-morning and early afternoon as that front gets closer to us and sinks southward. Right now, as I mentioned, the heaviest of the rain falling across our region from Venice through Inglewood. Those showers moving onshore, particularly around Manasota Beach, producing some fairly decent rain. I mean, rainfall rates here at about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch per hour. Now, it won't last long. So your total rainfall amounts are not going to be all that great. But for a brief period of time from South Venice down through Windermere, you're going to get some pretty decent rain. Also, Lakewood Ranch has seen some pretty decent rainfall as well. Moving through the town center, across University, up toward Legacy, we're going to see some showers that brief period of time produce some rainfall as well. Plus, around the 30175 junction, there's some rainfall in Ellington. We're seeing some pockets of moderate rain falling, mostly light to moderate rain falling there. But it's just an indication of the sort of scattered nature of these showers. Now, back out in Gulf waters, we have a line of showers stretching from Spring Hill, Dunedin area, down all the way into areas of the central Gulf. That's our actual front, and it'll be moving southward through the day. As it moves southward, we'll probably see a little uptick in our rain intensities briefly during the mid-morning hours before the whole front kind of sags southward and basically stalls out. Rainfall rates have been pretty good around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, over an inch rain falling there around Rotunda and Gasparilla. Most of us have not seen quite that much total accumulations. It's come down heavy, don't get me wrong, but it's moved on pretty fast too, so total amount's not all that great. The front itself sinks southward. We'll wait for front number 2 back over my shoulder there, heading our way on Thursday. That'll give us another chance of rain, and we're going to watch that one. That one could actually produce some stronger storms. We're in a marginal risk for severe weather on Thursday into Friday because of that next frontal boundary. We'll be fine-tuning that forecast a little. Our front today stalls out, washes away, high pressure builds in, gives us a little relief from the rain and a little more sunshine tomorrow. So scattered showers, an isolated thunderstorm today, and then some clearing tomorrow, followed by better rain chances second half of Thursday into Friday morning, then clearing. And that front will actually bring us some cooler weather and some less humid weather, particularly Friday night into Saturday and maybe part of Sunday as well. So some nice weather coming our way. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, John. In Manatee County, you can see a little bit of a slowdown on 301 as you head south. Also, a little bit of slowdown on 64. No, not typically a spot we see slowdowns on the morning commute as we head I-75 looking clear as you head into Sarasota County. Bee Ridge Road in both directions are seeing a little bit of congestion as well. Also, 41 as you head north throughout Sarasota County as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that region. Just a little bit of congestion as the morning commute picks up on this Tuesday. This morning in Health Smart, when you think about healthy food, chances are vegetables and fruits are what come to mind.
Yeah, but some can actually be bad if not prepared properly. Mary Maloney has a story in today's Health Minute.
Fruits and veggies, bad for your health? According to researchers, some are. The CDC in India says a sweet fruit like lychee, if eaten unripe, can be toxic. Conditions may even turn fatal if consumed by a malnourished child. The same toxin found in lychee can also be found in ackee. Ackee is a popular plant grown in Jamaica, and like lychee, if eaten unripe, can have negative effects. Be careful with cassava, also known as yucca. According to the World Bank, cassava is the third most important source of calories in Africa, South America, and parts of Asia. It's a root vegetable that can be fried, boiled, or baked, but can be poisonous if not processed correctly. According to the FDA, toxins are higher in raw red kidney beans than other types of beans. Within hours, people can develop nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea, and even potatoes can pose a risk, especially when they are green in color or have sprouted. Vomiting, stomach pain, hallucinations, and even paralysis are some of the side effects. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Evidence that smoking has long-term repercussions, not just for the smoker or their children, but for their grandchildren as well. A study shows that girls whose maternal grandmothers smoked during pregnancy were 67% more likely to display certain autism and 53% more likely to be diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. Researchers think that's because smoking damages the eggs developing in the baby. Smoking can also damage the mitochondrial DNA, and that is only passed down from mothers via the egg.
So what do you get when you cross exercise with napping? A British gym chain is introducing a new fitness class called Nappercise, where people take a mid-afternoon snooze for 45 minutes. The company says the class targets exhausted parents and is designed to reinvigorate the mind, the body, and even burn calories. The class starts off with some stretching, followed by laying down in a bed with a blanket and eye mask, and ends with some more stretching. Sounds relaxing, right? The gym says over 100 people have already signed up for a free trial class. To make sleeping easier, the club says it turns down the thermostat and plays relaxing music. We need one of those here in Sarasota.
And more coworkers are dating now, it seems, as well.
Oh, goodness.
5:53, puppies from a shelter in Canada not only went to sleep with a new roof over their heads,
they also broke out their diet. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
All right, take a look at this. Call this the moment of the day. Who doesn't love puppies, right? These adorable pups dug into a birthday cake in Canada on Saturday. That's when the city's Humane Society celebrated its 100th birthday. But the dog-friendly cake was not the only perk for these little fluffy pups. They also were adopted into new homes on the same day. They look like they are loving that birthday cake.
It's a productive day. Nice cake, and they all got loving homes after that.
Oh, they're so cute and fluffy.
You've watched that all day in an endless loop, John.
Way too cute. Way too cute.
Oh.
Especially walking through the cake.
How dirty were they probably after that?
Who wants a slice now? Nobody. All right, 5:56, local news headlines, traffic, and John's wet forecast coming up. Stay with us. Yeah.